Fasting and drinking is never a good idea. We've all done it, and we've all regretted it. The drunken texts you forgot you sent. Prospectors collected them in Texticated on Rock 107.
From the 305, are we allowed to hoe on the roof? Area code 817, how's Big Wiener McGee? Answer from 214, I'm going to ask you one last time to call him Matt, and he's fine, thank you very much. And from the 248, I'm sure her mom would have loved to find out her daughter has herpes via Facebook.
You hit send, and we hit the floor laughing in Texticated on Rock 107.
Area code 929 wakes up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m. 136 unread messages, and the preview on the notification is, I just got to the incest part. From the 316, my boobs are too perky to pay that much for a car. And area code 248, I'm sorry, I'm just not ready to become a vampire yet.
Proof that booze and cell phones don't mix in Texticated on Rock 107.
Area code 772. Want to meet at a cool spot and park just like cops side by side, and you can eat some potatoes and I can smoke a cigarette in your face. From the 701, the last time we went to a costume party, you walked around in a loincloth with a cross and said you were Jesus. I'm eager to see how much more offensive you can be. And from 773, I will come over, but only if I don't have to take my sunglasses off for it.
Hey, we found him in your telephone in Texticated on Rock 107. Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
President Biden delivered his farewell address last night. Then he disappeared like Obi-Wan Kenobi, leaving nothing but a crumpled suit on the floor. Dave Grohl spent his birthday making meals for L.A. fire victims. I hear he was extra careful not to put any buns in the oven. Athletes from the Paris Olympics say their medals are falling apart. Ah, yes, France, where even the medals surrender.
It's 60 Minutes meets Gone in 60 Seconds. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Hi, I'm Prospector's wife, Tara. Here's a little taste of my world. It's time for Prospector's Picky Pet Peeves on Rock 107.
I hate when employees of a store or retail establishment put their needs above the customer's needs. Now, I'm not saying the customer's always right. Far from it. Oftentimes, the customer's a yam bag. But when I see a worker of a grocery store or a gym or something like that park right next to the door, get out of their car, and then walk in and start to work, my blood boils. When I worked retail, we were told to park as far away as you could or even behind the building so customers could park closer. You know, customers, the entire reason you have a job.
Seriously?
I don't like seeing gig economy workers, you know, Door Dashers and Uber Eaters, park in handicap spots, then get out of the car and jog or even sprint to the door, grab what they need, and then run back to the car. I know you're in a hurry, and I appreciate your dedication to getting the food to a customer fast, but you're obviously not handicapped if you're acting like Usain Bolt. So park at a regular spot and let the folks who truly need the handicapped spot park there.
Really?
And one more thing about shopping and the like. If I ask you a question and you respond with, I don't know, and then you stop talking, I want to murder you. You should know. But I get that some questions can come out of left field, or maybe so in the weeds that you don't know, or maybe you work at a store with thousands of items, and who could possibly expect you to know everything about all of them? But I don't know is infuriating and insufficient. What should be said is, I don't know, but let me find out for you. Then go and get the answer or get someone who can get it. That goes a long way for me. When you tell me I don't know, that tells me all I need to know about shopping there.
Nobody cares. You think that was bad? Try living with him. Love you, honey. Mean it.
Look, I'm old. I'm getting older. There's no going back, okay? I admit that. So what we're trying to do here on Rock 107 this morning is age ourselves, but do it. Like, I'm not going to tell you what year I was born. I'm not going to do that. We're going to tell you a Northeast PA business that no longer exists, and that'll age you. All right? You ready? Here you go. Stop and go restaurants.
Yeah, you mentioned that before, and It's so sad because, I can't picture any of these places.
That's long before you were even thought of, you know? Ask your mom or dad on stop-and-go restaurants on that one, Kate. How about you? What do you got?
Jim Dandy's. I used to go there all the time with my friends after swim practice, and I vividly remember the commercials and their jingle.
Jim Dandy's was amazing. That's what we want this morning. We want you to age yourself using a Northeast PA business that no longer exists.
Joy from your Facebook said James Way and also Dunmore Easy Shop.
Dunmore Easy Shop was right there. It's kind of like, do you know where Caramia's is in Dunmore and Dixon?
Yes.
Okay. It was there, and it was it was an old supermarket. It wasn't as big as Garrity's now, but it was a small, mid-sized neighborhood supermarket.
Mom and pop shop.
Yeah, but it was really cool, and they had a lot of good stuff in there.
Oh, Norman from your Twitter said Garden Village Bake Shop in West Pittston.
One I don't remember, but I've heard of. That was a pretty good. Oh, got a text. Gene King in Kingston. I totally remember that one. And Record Runner right off the square in Wilkes-Barre. I've been to that store many times. Record Runner was outstanding.
Kathy from your Instagram said Bright's Department Store.
All right, we're hitting to the rock lines. Rock 107. Bob, age yourself with the Northeast PA business you miss.
Yeah, how about the Big G? Used to be up there in Taylor across from the old skateaway.
The Big G. What was the Big G? I don't remember that.
It was a pizza restaurant right where the Walmart is. You used to sit up on top of the hill.
Oh, okay. I know where you're talking about now.
Where they put love.
Rock 107. Age yourself. What do you got?
Ralph's Record City in good old downtown Scranton.
Now, do you go all the way back to the Ritz, or are you talking on further down on Washington Avenue? Which time?
Where the Ritz was.
Eric from your Facebook said Tom's Tailor's in Scranton.
Tom Taylor's.
Tom Taylor,
There you
sorry.
go. Not a tailor who worked on clothing, but Tom Taylor's was a sporting goods store on Washington Avenue, Adams Avenue, rather. I loved it. Fantastic, yeah.
Carl from your Twitter said King's in Dunmore and Acme Supermarket.
King's, you know where Big Lots is in Dunmore now? Mm-hmm. That was King's, and before that it was James Way. Might have been after that, but James Way, King's, it was a bunch of stores. King's is where I bought Kiss Alive 2 on vinyl.
I'm learning so much about this area. It's really nice.
There's some amazing, cool stores and places and businesses. Age yourself with the Northeast PA business that no longer exists. Carl on the rock lines.
Hey, Pete Boyd's Bar, Lackawanna Avenue.
Oh, I remember Pete Bordy's. I've worked downtown since I was barely 21, so I know Pete Bordy's well.
Right, well, we missed that there, Prospector.
Got a text piling in here. Tom and Jerry's in South Scranton, which I remember vividly, and Arthur Treacher's. Do you know what Arthur Treacher's is?
I know of it.
It's a seafood restaurant. I don't even think the chain's still around anymore. There was one on Kaiser Avenue, right where Burger King on Kaiser Avenue in Scranton was an Arthur Treacher's. I'm sure
we're getting
there were
so
more.
many texts. I love it.
That's great. Yeah, I got another one. Percy Brown's.
Jennifer from your Facebook said Skaterama. I've heard so many people talk about that one.
Yeah, that's an amazing one there.
And Bill said Buscarini's Pizza, South Scranton.
Buscarini's. I grew up literally 9 houses from Buscarini's. I was there all the time. Got kicked out all the time. But Fred Buscarini and his wife were wonderful people who put up with a lot of crap from yours truly, and it was a great place. Let's hit the rock lines here. Got actually an open mic on the Rock 107 Rock Lines.
Here's an old one for you. Market Street Square and the Bebop Cafe in the WB. Good times.
Rock 107, age yourself.
Yeah, hi. How about the Hacienda in Scranton?
The Hacienda, long gone now, right?
Yeah.
That's down, isn't Dunkin' Donuts where that used to be, or is it like something else, a Chinese restaurant, something like that?
Dunkin' Donuts, it is.
And Lacey Joe from your Facebook said, Top Dog in Wilkes-Barre. I miss that place so much. They used to always mess up in a good way and give us an extra hot dog. So delicious and cheap.
It's time to have a little fun on the phones. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. And today we're calling a supermarket to complain about the blue cheese that I purchased. Specifically that blue cheese has mold in it. I know it's supposed to, but let's pretend I don't. It's another Prospector prank call.
Thank you for calling. This is Jim speaking. How may I help you?
Yeah, hi. My name's Ralph. Can I speak with the manager?
Yes, this is the manager.
Oh, you're the manager?
Correct.
Great.
How may I help you?
I want to bring something back, a defective product. I was trying to eat the other day. It gave me a little bit of an upset stomach.
What product did you buy?
Okay. The product I brought home, I unwrap it. I'm shocked. It's covered in mold. There's mold all over it, all the way through it. I cut it open. I look inside. There's mold. So I'm thinking, well, I guess the whole cheese is full of mold, top to bottom. So I'd like to come back and... What'd you say?
The name of the cheese?
Yeah, it's blue cheese. The cheese you sell in the little triangle shapes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you aware that blue cheese has mold?
Well, the one I have is full of mold. Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
Well, I'd eaten some of it.
What blue cheese is.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're trying to say to me.
Is this the first time you ever eat blue cheese in your life?
No, I have blue cheese all the time. If I get a salad or something, or I'll take a ladle and put blue cheese dressing on it. So, I mean, I'm familiar with blue cheese, all right?
The blue cheese dressing is different from our actual blue cheese. Our blue cheese does have some mold in it. That's
why I want to bring it back. Get some of that, because of the mold, you know? You shouldn't be selling product that's full of mold.
Yes, you can return it. But you said you already ate part of it, most of it?
Well, I opened it without looking. I took a big bite. Then I looked, and I'm shocked that there's mold all over it. So, I don't know. I make myself throw up, but instead, now, so my stomach's upset. I don't know what to do.
Do you normally buy a different type of cheese other than blue cheese?
Yeah, normally I get the American cheese.
Yeah, if you didn't want a cheese that has mold in it, you probably should have bought the American cheese that doesn't have any mold on it.
So all of your blue cheese is covered in mold?
Yes, it's a moldy cheese.
Why would you sell a defective cheese to people like that, make them get stomach aches and all that, then take in the backside of the body and all of a sudden you got the floods coming out, right? You know what I'm saying? It burns. I don't need to tell you that, right?
People like different type of things. If you don't want any moldy cheese, then just go ahead and buy a different type of cheese. Don't sell moldy cheese to me. How's that? What do you want me to do? You can come in, you can exchange it, or
how about this? How about
I gotta go.
All right, look, just one more thing.
I have another thing.
Would you tell me really quickly? Just say this: I'm a victim of a Prospector prank call on Rock 107.
Why would I say that?
Because you're the victim of a Prospector prank call. It's a prank. It's not real, man.
Oh, wow. I'm over here saying, what idiot doesn't know that blue cheese has mold on it?
Yeah, it's Prospector here on Rock 107 right now. Say hi.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. You guys got me.
Listen, being a good sport, dude. Thanks a lot, man.
That was funny.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A TikToker from Michigan named Andrew Hudson is going viral after he bought an old digital camera at a thrift store and found over 1,700 photos on it, then tracked down the original owners. They were an older couple. They didn't have copies, so it was a big deal when he mailed them the memory card, and they met up in person this week and got coffee.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. The kids, call your neighbors and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Jam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
Well, this dream turned into a nightmare real quick. A cop near Virginia Beach named Jerron Harry was forced to rat on himself after he hired a hooker who stole his car. It sounds like it was his personal vehicle and not a squad car. Her name was Alexis Copeland, and she's 20 years old, but she goes by the name Dream. He met her on an app and then sent her $100 through Apple Pay to come to his place and get it on. According to the police report, they laid in bed for a while before agreeing to shower together, but Jerron jumped in the shower and Dream never joined him. When he got out to check, she was gone along with his car, wallet, phone, keys, and police credentials. He used a neighbor's phone to call it in, and cops found her driving around in his car with a different guy. She told them it was her baby daddy. She's facing half a dozen charges for grand larceny, fraud, prostitution, and other stuff. Meanwhile, Jerron isn't facing any charges yet, but he's not a cop anymore. He got fired.
Nominee number 2.
Some people make bad decisions. Then there are people who take a bad decision, stuff it in a box of Franzia, and drive it to Sheetz. On November 22nd, police got a tip that Hannah Lee McLaughlin of Williamsport was driving drunk. The tip came from Hannah's own mother. Yeah, her mom, saying, "Hey, my daughter's out driving drunk with my grandbaby in the car." Officers found 25-year-old Hannah sitting in a parking lot at Sheetz. She admitted she drank an entire box of wine before hitting the road, which she proudly kept in the car as evidence, I guess. Classy, right? And yeah, her infant son was in the car while she reeked of alcohol, had glassy eyes, and failed sobriety tests like it was her new hobby. She even blew a .188 on the breathalyzer, more than twice the legal limit. She's now facing felony charges for endangering the welfare of a child and DUI, but at least she's free on $7,500 unsecured bail.
And the winner is
the woman who got caught driving drunk with her baby in the car because her mother turned her in. You're the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Week, Friday morning on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.